Hi, how's it going?
Hello.
Are you good?
I'm doing.
I'm glad you're good.
I think
Welcome
think
to
I'm
Ozzy
alive.
Comic Verse. Today we got 3 books to talk about for you, and the first one I don't give 2 shits about. So,
Yeah.
This shit sucks.
Olympus Rebirth. This book, Queen Hippolyta died. I don't know when, because I haven't been reading that. I'm waiting for more of the Dark Knights of Steel. And this isn't Jurassic League, thankfully. But
It was the best book
That
ever.
was so good.
I'm gonna say, like, even though I didn't give 2 shits about this book, it is actually a good read. Sadly, it's a one-shot, because apparently the story is going to be continued in the new run of Wonder Woman books. Unfortunately, I'm not that huge a fan of Wonder Woman, but this book centers around the death of Queen Hippolyta of Themyscira, and she has ascended to the rank of goddess. So this story actually follows Wonder Woman's mother as she becomes an Olympian god. And she gets there, and pretty much the gods are doomed to die because there is no faith. No one in the modern day worships the Greek gods, unless you're Stelios Kantos.
I love it. Stelios Cantos.
The book raises some interesting questions because it's like, I really like this, and it's a one-shot. And that's what kind of breaks my heart, because it's like, this is actually some genuinely interesting writing, because you're a woman who was mortal has ascended to the rank of godhood, and as a believer in these gods, here she comes into this fold, now being accepted as family, and how there's this catty nature, but it's beyond like normal mortal squabbling that we do down here on Earth. It raises a lot of philosophical questions, as pretty much the age-old question of who sang the song, what if God were one of us? It's pretty much this book. Yeah. You get introduced to quite a few major players. If you're big on your Greek history, or your Greek mythology, you'll actually love this book. It was interesting. I especially liked where she went to the graveyard of the gods, because that's where they're all doomed to end up once people lose all faith. And she is trying to restore that faith to keep that from happening. And apparently they have a bone to pick with her, because originally they wanted Diana, Wonder Woman, to take her spot. But that didn't happen. Diana turned her back on them, left Chaos there in the graveyard of the gods. And then when Hippolyta died, she went there after knowing of Wonder Woman's mission to fulfill that mission, and brought Chaos back. So this got her in the gods' good graces. But of course, Hera is being the queen bee of the hive and won't have none of it. And you get a great exchange between Hecate, and I actually love the design for Hecate in this, because I love the look for this character. I find that really good. It almost puts me in the mind of the Living Tribunal, but what is it, Menangral? It reminds me of another character, and I absolutely love it. Needless to say, it's a one shot, but I would recommend it. Even though I don't care about it, it's fucking good. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I wish there was more of this, because I have no desire to get any deeper into DC. Unless it's
You know what? That was a hell of an intro, though.
it's more Constantine.
Let me start with the one I don't give a shit about.
Right.
This was really good.
Like, I don't give a shit about the book at all, but it was a good read. I'm not gonna lie. This one was actually a banger, unlike last week's books. But that brings me to some stuff that we have been talking about, where we last left off with Spooderman.
Doodly doodly.
Spoodly doodly. He was having his fade ran by the Vulture. That's right. Adrian Toomes was laying hands on Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was about to eat it big time. So what does he manage to do? So as he's falling through the air, he remembers his utility belt, pulls out a web cartridge, because remember, Adrian Toomes destroyed his web shooters, so he can't like whip onto anything, and he's falling from hundreds of feet in the air. He breaks one of the cartridges open, coats himself in webs as he's about to fall through trees, and that manages to save him, only enough for Adrian to swoop back in and drag him back up into the air. Spider-Man realizes like, yeah, he can't keep doing this. He's had the absolute shit beat out of him. Toombs is pretty much out for blood just because Spider-Man's the reason why his granddaughter stopped talking to him, because apparently Spider-Man said that he was a murderer. Like, really? Who would have thought that? But
The
Yeah,
Vulture?
I know, right?
What?
the Vulture?
How did you not know?
Anyway, Spider-Man manages to get away, like trying to get low to the ground because it's harder for the Vulture to maneuver through the buildings that way. And in the meantime, he calls Norman Osborn. Now, I didn't cover the Nick Spencer run, but in that there was the Sins of the Past story arc in which the Sin Eater pretty much absolved Norman of his sins. However, Norman, you know, he's trying to turn over a new leaf, but you can tell during their conversation that Goblin is very much still a part of Norman Osborn. But what's more interesting here is that from those events, Norman is very much aware of who Peter Parker is in relation to Spider-Man. And they are working on something together, and Spider-Man says, I need the suit. Norman's like, well, I can't help you. And Peter's like, Norman, I'm going to die if you don't get me this suit. And Norman's like, well, that's just too fucking bad. I can't do anything. And then hangs up and crushes the phone and slams it onto the table. So Peter's pissed off. It's like Adrian is coming back in for the swoop. So he manages to hop onto Adrian's back and fucking steers him. And Adrian's like, are you fucking steering me? And Spider-Man's like, well, kinda, and steers him across town to Oscorp, to the fucking tower, crashes into the tower, and gets the fucking new suit, puts it on. So in this issue, if you notice Spider-Man's looking kind of odd on his cover, this is the introduction of a new costume that was developed by Norman Osborn and Peter Parker. And pretty much Spider-Man manages to get the upper hand and run the fade on Adrian. And they have this great little exchange that I thought was funny. Because it's very much like, you know, like when your kid's been bad. And it's like, hey, Adrian, wake up. I fixed my web shooters, as you can probably tell. Why didn't you just kill me? Like, whoa, that's intense, man. What's going on with you? Don't act like you don't know. You told my granddaughter about all the evil deeds and the murders, and she'll never talk to me again. Right? And being you, instead of taking a look in the mirror and asking yourself if maybe you should have killed less people, you thought the best way to deal with that was to kill you.
That was good.
And Spider-Man sighs. He's like, can you settle for the fact that you almost killed me and I'm gonna be sore for like a month? And Adrian's like, I guess I have to, aren't I? And Spider-Man's like, I guess so, and leaves him webbed up for the police. But I just love this little exchange. It's fucking great. It's classic Spider-Man.
And you thought the best idea was
Kill you.
It's like you're pissed at me because I let people know that you murdered people, and so you try to kill me to. What were you trying to prove? Anyway, classic
make
Spider-Man.
it make sense.
Now
Sorry.
we get to the point
Oh, you
as
did
to
it.
why did Norman not want to help Spider-Man, considering he's turned over a new leaf? And the exchange between Peter Parker and Spider-Man is actually really interesting in this book. And Norman's like, actually, I wanted to put the suit on and come down there and help you, because this new suit has a glider. Like, that's an actual Goblin glider there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like that's a Goblin
That's a
design
spider glider.
And Norman says it's like,
Spider glider.
yeah, I feel like if I get back on the glider, I'm not gonna get off again.
Oh, okay.
And that's the reason why I didn't do it. And he says, like, so like, what's your angle here? Are you trying to trap me? Because remember, Norman was propositioning Peter like a few issues ago, and he's like, so it's like, what's
Not
your
that
angle?
type of proposition.
Not that type of proposition.
You fucking
Peter,
You Fruit Loop. But
do you like my hair? You like my glider? You want to ride on it?
it's like, I'm a white boy with finger waves. What you think? You know what Norman Osborn looks like.
That's what I was saying.
But no. So it's like, Peter's like, what's your angle? And Norman's like, I want you to work here because, one, I know you're on hard times, and two, I believe that I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. And I was like, granted, shit with the Sin Eater happened, but it's like, I want to have you here to ensure that I don't go back to being the Goblin.
Mm.
And Peter's like, I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm going to choose to trust you on this. And Norman says, say no more. You're hired. So going forward, this Peter Parker will be working for Norman Osborn. Either way, the suit's pretty badass. I like it. I like the glider. Hasbro. Anyway.
Oh.
Sounds like great, right?
It was really good. Zeb Wells is a terrific writer. I'm a big fan of his work. That brings me to the last book, and you know it. I love it. I think you love it because I love it.
Gunslinger.
Gunslinger. Oh man, like I love this cover. Like this cover is
That's a great cover.
fucking sick. I love the teaser on the back for the next cover, and the weebs are gonna love this. See if you like that little teaser there.
Let me see.
I wonder how many are gonna type what it is in the fucking chat, but I'm curious. This book is pretty fucking great. It starts off, if you remember a few issues back, there were some angels that attacked Gunslinger. You also remember a few issues back that there was this random dude that attacked Gunslinger while he was chilling with some wolves. I don't know. I've talked about a lot of comics since then, so you probably forgot. Either way, there were some angels attacked a while back by Gunslinger, and there was also a dude that attacked Gunslinger with some random wolves, but this was like a flashback. So you open up on this guy, you got this angel that's dying. Her name's not important. She got one of her wings ripped out. And of course, when this happens to an angel, they eventually go insane and they have to be put down. The guy's trying to get information out of her. She says, I won't tell you anything. He's like, but I can help you. So she gives in. She tells him the information of how they were able to track Gunslinger. And then he kills her. That's how he helps her.
All right.
And then we flash forward. Apparently there was some stuff that happened with the Scorched. I know I'm behind on the Scorched, but we'll get back to that here later. But they do reference it here. Yeah, like, thanks for helping with that thing that happened in Russia. Cool. Go read that book. And then she just takes off, so we don't see She-Spawn for a while after that. So Gunslinger goes, and you know what? This book was better when I had that guy from the beginning of the book, the kid whose daddy killed.
Yeah.
So he goes to meet up with the kid, and the kid's having a hard time at school. He's getting bullied and everything. Like, he's living with his aunt now in fucking Wyoming. I get it. I would hate life too if I lived in Wyoming. Wyoming sucks.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, too many white people.
It wasn't much.
Sucks.
It wasn't much.
Lots of white people.
Anyway, like, he meets up. He's like, dude, I'm gonna be the Robin to your Batman. And he's like, what's that? He's like, oh yeah, I forgot you don't know how to read. Don't worry about it.
What the fuck? Show him a goddamn movie.
Yeah.
You don't have to fucking read.
Anyway, just as Javier says, you know what? I'm thinking about it because they like, need your help to go track down the rest of the guys, like your dad that took something from me back in the olden days. And yeah, he starts reminiscing about his sister. He says, you know what? I'm gonna take a walk. And just as he does that, like, our mystery man from the beginning of the book just crashes the fucking party, injures our poor Taylor. That's the other guy's name, by the way, Taylor. I probably forgot to mention that. But yeah, some beautiful art. Love these great, beautiful splash pages. Like,
Nice.
it's very,
crazy.
very frenetic. That's when dude starts interrogating Taylor. He's like, bring me to the Gunslinger. Gunslinger's already there. Throws a knife in his hand and is like, wait, why do I know you? That's when the wolves attack. He's like, I think I understand what this is now. And that's when he says, he's able to identify him. Because, like, I didn't know the dude's name until now. Winterstone, that's the guy's name. The mystery man, the giant.
All right.
Yeah, anyway. This book, it gets interesting because you have this battle that goes on between these two titans. And the book ends on a bit of a cliffhanger because I didn't see it coming. But Winterstone rips the head off of our Gunslinger.
What the fuck?
So, yeah.
So about that.
About that,
All right.
I don't know what the fuck happens next. I'm in the same position as you.
What the fuck?
But yeah.
Holy
expecting
shit,
that.
dude.
Yeah,
I don't know
so-
what I was expecting you to say about the ending, but it wasn't that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gunslinger's a roller coaster ride. Like I said, I promise you, it's actually one of the best books out there right now. It's been nothing but fun all the way through.
Oh my
It's like they're
god.
doing this thing now where they're showing off fan art. I think I might have to do some fan art to send in. But yeah,
That's incredible.
I'll catch you up on the Scorch next week, and that will be it for the comic verse.